You are listening to 91.3 FM Rio College Radio. It's Culture Shock. I am Turbo.
And I'm Karen Killowatt.
And we are kicking it here right now with Dr. Kevin Woller of RSU. Yes, he's a psychologist and a teacher here at the, I should say a professor here at the university. And we've had a good time talking about a lot of stuff that revolve around psychology. You had one more phobia that you had to get out there.
I had to get out there.
All right, let's hear it.
I didn't see it before we left, but it's a fear of long words, and it's called hippopotamostrosequipedaliophobia. And so they must have had a sense of humor, because
must have
long words is a long word.
Right. And for somebody to say that they suffer from that, like, it would never
It
happen.
would just bother them so badly.
I think just thinking about it would bother them so absolutely.
Now, you have a bunch of information that you want to get out there to the public, as far as mental health is concerned. But before we do that real quick, I'd love to touch on something briefly. Okay. We were talking off air about beneficial mental disorders, okay?
Sure.
And I could see maybe a mild form of OCD being one of those. How does that work out for people?
Well, obsessive-compulsive disorder has the features of obsessions and compulsions. Full-blown is really nasty. I mean, a person can get stuck in so many different ways in their life. But I find that many of the best students have features, and the major feature has to do with that compulsion towards organization. So time management, a lot of them organize their closets in such a fashion that they can quickly get in and out. They organize, their bathroom, they organize everywhere. They're able to organize their studies and organize their lives. And so that's the piece of it. They're just obsessive about putting things in order. And if you have just that piece alone, that can really help anybody in their life.
Now, with myself, like I'm OCD about certain things, which is really odd. I'm OCD about like what's in each pocket on my pants
and matching
and matching. I am also OCD about like the organization of my t-shirts in my closet and stuff like that.
Right.
But then you can look at my dresser or a number of other things in my life that are just a complete mess and doesn't look like anybody who had any form of OCD would ever have anything to do with it. How does that work out?
It's just what's important to you. It's just what's important.
Your t-shirts are important to you.
My t-shirts and matching.
It's funny that a radio personality needs to look good, but that's okay.
This takes effort.
I mean, 2 hours every day in the morning.
I have a face for radio, and it takes effort to have a face for radio for me. So,
well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm the exact same way. Certain things I am totally organized. I can find it in a heartbeat. Other things I'd be lucky if I find it in a week.
Yeah, my saving grace. I mean, and I had to make several mentions of her. Today was always Is that way with you and your boyfriend? If he wants to know where something's at, he asks you.
No, actually,
is it the other way around?
Like I get when I can't find my stuff, because we just recently moved in together, and I will get so angry. I would be like yelling and like getting so mad at him because I can't find something. I'm like, where's my stuff? Why I gotta be touching my stuff? Where's it at? And he knows where it's at, even if he's like not touched
whether
it
he's touched it or not. Yeah,
and he's just like, it's okay. Like, I know where it's at.
Most of the time before I even start looking, I just ask, because I know that I'll just waste 5 minutes trying to find it. And that she always knows where it's at.
Would you turn out like I do, like super mad that you can't find it?
Does she play with you that way, that she intentionally doesn't tell you for a while just to see you suffer?
You know what? Not that I'm aware of yet.
Not that you're aware of.
I will certainly keep my eyes open on that. Now, back to things psychological and some information that you have for the listeners out there, people that could maybe want to seek help or
absolutely
something like that.
Well, we've been having fun today, and I think psychology is a lot of fun, but it's also pretty serious. Folks can be in hard times. Folks can actually have life-threatening afflictions, be suicidal from depression. So I'd like to get out some information to let folks know in the area where they can go, because not everybody's an RSU student.
Right.
Right here in Claremore, Claremore General Counseling, Strength of Mind is one of the best places that I've seen, because they've been here the longest. 342-2662, and it's www.strengthofmind.com. So Clayton Rogers' practice here in town since 1984. He's helped a lot of people in town. He's really good. His staff is really good, and so if you're not a student and you're right here in Claremore, then that's the place to go.
Okay.
We have abuse, and this is a real serious issue. If there's abused women and their children out there, we have a wonderful place here in town called SafeNet. You can call them at 341-1424. If it's an emergency, there's a hotline at 341-9400 or toll-free 888-372-9400. These folks will help women and children who are victims of abuse. They help them so many ways with the safe house, with clothing, with counseling, and it's something that I believe in, my wife believes in. We've helped them every way that we could, and I wanted to shout out to them as well. Children are also victimized, and so for child victims, the William W. Barnes Child Advocacy Center here in town. Bill Barnes is a pediatrician, in my personal opinion, and I have to make sure that I say this is my opinion. He's one of the best ones out there, but he, in name, has helped this group. They help with investigations, interventions, prosecution, treatment of child abuse cases, so they have one place so a child isn't re-traumatized to go to the doctor, to go to the therapist, to go to a person to give a statement. There's one place that they can go take care of all of that to minimize the suffering on the part of the children, and that is a fantastic idea to help our kids.
And is there a phone number for that one?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The
That's
phone
okay.
number is 283-2800, and I don't have a website. I've got an email address, www.bcac@sbcglobal.net. The last one, because we have a lot of folks who are Christians in the area, Christian-based counseling, the Christian Family Institute, Dr. Dale Doty and Dr. Bill Berman. That's 745-0095. Their website is www.christianfamilyinstitute.com. One nice thing about them is they are not of a singular faith. They have strong biblical faith in all sorts of areas, and so anybody, any denomination, and even folks who feel that they've been abandoned by the church and no denomination can be helped by this group as well. So there you have it. There's 5 great places, starting with RSU and going all the way to the Christian-based counseling, that everybody can get some help.
Very cool. So if you're a student of RSU and you feel like you need some counseling or some help, Jessica Haven's the person you need to get a hold of at 343-7845. Also, keep in mind, Strength of Mind at 342-2662. That's right here in Claremore. There's also SafeNet, which is 341-1424. If you have an emergency, 341-9400. And finally, the William Barnes Child Advocacy Center. If I can talk.
Whew, that's rough.
I might need to see a speech therapist now. 283-2800. And finally, Christian Family Institute at 745-0095. Again, Dr. Kevin Woller, thank you so much for coming on.
Happy to be here.
I actually had a
Thank you
really
very
good
much.
time
It
today.
was fun.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun. It's very
good
fun. If I can ask you and put you on the spot, will you
Sure.
come back?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Too much fun not to.
Yeah, great. Yeah, because I mean, you have a wealth of information for us, and unfortunately, in a 2-hour show, we just couldn't get to it all. So, next time then.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for
good.
coming on. We
You betcha.
appreciate it. We have another short break to roll through. We're going to get through that, get you your weather update, as well as your O&N update. No, the Crayola Drive, actually. Yeah, we actually have to take that out. Wah, wah, wah. We just had a college radio epic fail, it sounds like.
It sounds
anyway,
like
as I said, we're going to get to the break. If you want to call us, the number is
343-7913.
hit us up. We'll knock you out. Keep it right here. This is Culture Shock on 91.3.
Real College Radio.
You are listening to Culture Shock with Karen Killowatt and Turbo on 91.3 FM. You are listening to a show with a whole bunch of dignity and no Tricky Ricky or KO. It's Culture Shock with Karen Killowatt and Turbo on 91.3. That's right, it's tidbits of information that you did want to know that you don't want to know. Tidbits that are pointless or have a point. Maybe you knew them, maybe you didn't. Worst case scenario, you'll have something to talk about during an awkward moment of silence or to use as an icebreaker to start conversation. All right, so this week in Turbo's Tidbits, being that we've had a show about psychology, and some of the odd things about psychology, or even just
Are we
some
gonna
cool
talk
information.
about funny mental things.
Things that have to do specifically with the brain.
Okay.
I thought would be kind of cool. So the first thing I have in Turbo's Tidbits, did you know that nerve impulses to and from the brain travel as fast as 170 miles per hour?
What?
That's fast.
Awesome.
That's super fast.
Super fast.
Also,
That's
why
what
do
you
I think
just
that's
did.
funny?
I don't know.
The brain operates on the same amount of power as a 10-watt light bulb.
That's it. I mean, that's impressive, I guess, but at the same time, it's like...
Which is, we got a bit of an electrical charge in our system. You know, some of us are more electric than others, I guess.
You're electric.
Yeah.
Turbocharged.
Yes. All right. The human brain cell can hold 5 times as much information as the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Just like the A or the B or the C edition, or like the whole
I'm thinking the whole thing. Yeah, I'm thinking the whole thing. Well, you got to think, we do retain quite a bit of information in our heads, especially over the course of your life, you know.
Yeah.
Even the ability to, recall memory, I mean.
Well, and for your body to like multitask, like your heartbeat, you're breathing, you're walking, you're chewing gum, you're having thoughts.
Right, yeah, so
all
all that.
Impressive.
Your brain uses 20% of the oxygen that enters your bloodstream.
Wow, I didn't know that. I've never even heard that before.
The brain is actually much more active at night than during the day, which would explain why I'm a night owl. I don't know, but you would tend to think that while you're awake during your waking hours, walking around doing stuff, that you would have more activity. But no, apparently not. It's at nighttime when most people are sleeping. Also, scientists say the higher your IQ, the more you dream.
Really?
Yeah, so for all you dreamers out there, you guys are probably kind of smart.
Well, isn't your girlfriend like super smart? And she has these dreams all the time, and she like always remembers her dreams.
She does.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. And finally, the brain itself cannot feel pain, and is also made of 80% water.
Dang.
80% water is what your brain's made of.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like filler.
Yeah, so there you go for Turbo's Tidbits this week. Now, if you've been listening to the show since we started, we've been talking about a prize pack we were going to give away.
And it's fantastic.
Yes, it's got an Iggy Pop DVD in it that was cut back in 1986, was it?
Yeah, 1986.
Off the top of my head. And also there is a, what is the name of the band again? I know it's signed.
It's a signed Twin Atlantic album, and I believe it's the Vivarium album.
Yeah, some of the best and
true
alternative music.
And you know the coolest thing about this album?
What's
I just
that?
got to point out, you open it and it
pops
out. Yeah, it's super cool, and it's all like terrarium-esque.
Who doesn't like pop-up
You'd expect
books,
like dinosaurs and bugs and stuff in it, but there's not. It's super cool, though.
That is cool. All right.
I think it's awesome.
And, of course, the traditional RSU radio bumper sticker. Yeah.
That's right.
So, since we've been talking about it, let's give it away.
Okay.
What caller do you think? 1 through 9.
6.
All right. Caller number 6 right now. Give us a call. 343-7913 is the number for your chance to win an RSU radio prize pack. 343-7913 to caller number 6 right now. The Stray Cats. This is Rock This Town. Keep it here. It's 91.3.
Real College Radio.